I don't know what's in your bags, by the way.
Hey guys, it's Chris and Terry. Welcome. Pause my music there. Welcome to One Strong Homes Warrior Wednesday. You are live with us today, and we're really excited that you guys are here. So we're going to talk about a couple of things today. We're going to talk about what a bug out bag is, what a get home bag is, what a med bag is. We're going to show you some examples of those, and we're also going to give you a really cool link to a medical supply company that we have just affiliated with that helps support the One Strong Home program. So anyways, welcome. So we're going to talk first about a bug out bag, right? You might have heard this, maybe you're searching the internet, right? What's a bug out bag, right? A bug out bag is totally different from a get home bag, which we're going to show you an example of. A bug out bag is when you have to leave your place of residence, right? When maybe your homestead is just burned down, right? Or the A-bomb is coming, or whatever is scary in your mind. You actually have to pack up the things that you need and take off, and maybe be transient or get to another destination, like you have a cabin in the woods, and that is for a total separate story, right? Today we're talking about a get home bag, and a get home bag is supposed to look something like this, right? You could tell it's not very big. It is very bland in color, and it doesn't stand out. And the reason for that, the actual look of the bag, is because for you, if you're in a scenario where you have to leave your vehicle, or you can't drive because traffic's bad, or there was an earthquake, or there was something, the big problems that you'll find are other people being bad actors, right? And so if you're walking home in this like all tactical military looking backpack with all the things hanging off of it, that makes you a potential target, right? And so the idea is that you're in a scenario or a situation where you need to get from where you are to where all your stuff or all your people are as quickly as possible and as safely as possible. And trying not to stand out, trying to be the gray man, is the idea that that is important, right? So we're going to show you a couple of things that are in this bag right here. They're, I would say, simple, but you got to keep it simple, stupid. Now, this one is pretty packed, right? The reason this is so packed is because I actually carry enough stuff for 4 people in this bag right here. We're going to show you what's in it. Remember, you got the coverage, you got calories, and we'll go through all the C's, right? But the stuff that you're going to need needs to be accessible easiest. So first off, a water bottle. Even if it's, excuse me, a simple water bottle like this, or a Nalgene bottle or whatever that has a cap on it, that's important. Also, you could throw in there one of those little life water straws in case you're going past a stream or something like that. You need water on the go. The idea is that you're not camping out. We're not looking at pots and pans to boil water because we're not trying to live in a space. We're trying to get to a space, and that means typically by foot. In most scenarios, all transportation breaks down, right? Degrades to a point of personal mobility. And whether that's bicycle would be a great option, but unless you have a bicycle in the back of your truck, it's probably not the way to go. So in this bag, in the front cover here, one of the most important things is a headlamp, right? Flashlight, headlamp, that works. The nice thing about this is if you can just go, right, and you can get your walk on, and that light's not moving around with your hands, right? That's going to help you in almost every situation, even if this is just in the back of your car and you got to put snow chains on sometime, right? This is something that's specific to this bag. I have a couple other tools in here. A compass, right? If you're not familiar on how to use a compass, take a lesson. There's a lot of classes out there on how to use a compass, but every compass needs something else, which is a map, right? It's a little map book, right? It's nice to have printed off, and this is, semi-waterproof. These are like $2, right? You can get them, or you can simply laminate a page, but maybe of the region nearest to your home, right? Because there might be a way to walk on a back road that cuts off miles of your trip, depending on where you're trying to get to, right? In addition to that, let me see, it's in the bottom. Everything's stuffed in here. I have a multi-tool, right? This is a cool multi-tool in case I do need to cut or work on something. It's the world's smallest axe, right? Can't even open that thing.
There's a strap on it.
There you go. Right? But in case you did need to make a fire, you got soaking wet, right? There's an axe, there's some pliers, there's a knife, I'm sure there's a beer bottle opener because that's the end of the world issue, right? I'm just saying this is a good little thing. It's pretty small. I got that in a kit one time, and this has been the bag it's lived in for a while. Additionally in here, so for me, I'm a concealed carry owner, right? So I typically always have a firearm, but I actually have a magazine of ammo for every firearm that I might have on me or with me, and they're in the bag as well, right? That's really important for me, because if the smack my microphone, sorry, if the worry is getting home safely, it might be a situation where I need that to protect and save my life, right? In the front pouch here is just note-taking stuff, right? So this is a Right in the Rain notepad, Right in the Rain pen. Maybe you need to take directions from someone. Oh, go down past the big rock and the left at the big oak tree and whatever, right? You can write your notes in there. Again, the idea is how to get back to the people you love in the place that you already have that's safe, which is typically your home.
So
Also, go ahead.
That might seem like maybe in a good place, and maybe you can correct me if I am wrong, to leave important phone numbers like that you don't have memorized.
Yeah, you could put your notes in there beforehand, right? And just the stuff that you may need. Phone numbers for people, because if your cell phone stops working, those types of things that are vital to you getting to a space or letting people know where you're at, right? The other thing I actually put in here is earplugs, right? There's a couple reasons for that, but one, let's say your trip home is more than a day and you're exhausted, right? Sometimes just put some earplugs in if you had to sleep alongside a road or a situation that's very loud, right? This will give you that personal situation where you can get better sleep, right? Because if you are exhausted, you need to be able to do that to recoup your system. And it may be that your get home is more than one easy day's trek, right? All right, in the main section here, I have everything in a couple different pouches, right? I don't like rushing around in there like I did the front pouch. First thing that's on top, calories, right? So this here has a knife and some duct tape and then lighter and a little, this is like, it's called winter putty, right? And it catches fire real fast in case you need to make a fire, right? You're spending the night somewhere, it's raining, you need to dry out. That's vital. It's right there, accessible, and easy to see. Inside the actual pouch is some emergency waters, right? Some quick calories. This is a hydration, what do they call that thing? The electrolytes packet, right? This is actually open because it got cut by stuff, but some trail mix, some granola bars, right? Right, something that you can take and quickly eat as you go. It's just about calories. It's nothing you have to cook. It's nothing you have to heat up. This right here is enough for 4 people to have 2,000 calories, right? So that's quite a few calories in a day's trek, give or take, for one person to carry, let alone all the other stuff I'm sure is in the back of my car that I could probably throw in there. Also in this, we got these a couple of years ago. These are actually those emergency, but they're not blankets, right? They're emergency sleeping bags. So it's the same kind of interior material as those, silver and orange emergency blankets, but they're actually green. And the reason for that, the reason we purchased the green ones, and we have 4 of them in here, they're pretty small, but I think they retain 95% or 94% of the body heat, whatever it is. I think they were maybe $7 each or something like that when we bought them as a pack. But you can get into them, right? So they're on all sides of you, should be either waterproof, right? But in addition, if you're actually trying to be not found, stealthy, you're trying to get home, and if that's part of your get home plan is not to be seen, you don't need this big orange or bright reflective thing if you're curled up in the bushes or under a tree trying to rest and relax, right? So those are actually really cool, and they're only a couple of bucks, and they will save your life, absolutely. The other thing I got in here, this is actually hats, socks, and a long sleeve shirt and a poncho, right? So socks are really important. A couple of knit hats are really important. Remember, retaining body heat. For me in this area, it's almost always raining. And so if you're getting home, what do you need? You need a dry pair of socks. Put that in a Ziploc bag. Once again, for that comfort of getting to the space you need to be in. I think it's the last major thing, actually last thing in this bag is a med kit. And this is a pretty good sized med kit. In the idea that you are traveling to get home, right? you might run across someone who's injured, or you yourself might have been injured. If you're talking an earthquake, if you're talking a winter storm, if you're talking a power outage, if you're talking, Russia just dropped on Red Dawn, it doesn't matter. Aliens came down. It's all the same situation, right? And so this med kit is a pretty extensive med kit. We'll show you some other examples, but it just zips. This is like a $4 bag on Amazon or something. I'm going to show you all the stuff that's in here, right? Can you see that pretty good? So the most important things that you need are going to be this right here, Cat 5 tourniquet. I recommend getting the newer version that has the gray tab. That's the easiest way to remember it, right? They will always say Cat 5 on the back. If it doesn't say that, it's a knockoff, and they'll break, right? So they'll break in a couple different fashions. Either they won't tighten down properly, or the windlass, which is the twisty part, right, that puts tension on it, won't have enough strength and it'll snap or bend. There's a lot of great training on this. In fact, I'm going to give you a good lean here on someone in a minute. Second thing I think that everybody needs is an Israeli bandage or a pressure bandage like this. It's basically a big bandage that goes onto an injury, and then it has elastic that goes around like a ace bandage, right? And it has a little clip on it that helps keep the tension. You put it right on the wound, and it puts pressure on it. So these are getting more expensive, right? They used to be $3 or $4, and then the last couple months they're up to $12 or $15, right? So I buy a couple of these. You can buy them a 2-pack, 3-pack, 4-pack, put one in every car. We're going to show you.
That's one of those Amazon protective things that we're
one of those Amazon things. Yeah, they're going to go after them in a bundle rather than buying individuals.
Yeah.
But some medical shears. There's regular boo-boo bandage stuff in here. There's eye cream. There's ointment, and especially like if you're getting blisters, some blister ointment. There's some sugar in here, right? So I always recommend Lifesavers or something that's a hard candy in case you have people that have sugar drops and diabetes. That could be an issue. There's some regular gauze in here, all the rolled gauze. There's ace bandages, triangular bandages, which obviously if you've injured an arm, you can put it around your neck and make a little sling for. A little bit of everything in this. One of the most important things, though, in both bags that I have is going to be your personal protective stuff, which is like gloves, right? So make sure that if you're ever touching someone else's bodily fluids, no matter what that is, right, you got your gloves on. You don't know what they have in their blood, and you don't need it in yours, right? So anyways, this is all part of that Get Home Bag kit. That's I know there's all this stuff on my table now that we put together. Now that's lived in the back of my truck or my car or the Jeep or whichever vehicle we've gone in for years. We've added to it and changed stuff out of it. I've actually used stuff out of that probably 5 or 6 times. And I'm going to show you one of our oldest medical bags that we've had. It's this guy right here. It's a sling bag, right? One sling. This actually is just medical gear in it. You normally have a water bottle, thermos right there. But we have unfortunately used this thing dozens of times with people who've come up to with injuries. The last time I dug into this, I took out a SAM splint and used it in a football game. SAM splint is one of those, it's kind of like an aluminum-ish with foam on it splint that you unroll it one way, and you can form it into the tension that you want for like
it's rigid, yeah.
It's rigid one direction, right? In here also this is like the life straw. If you have never seen a life straw, you just put one end down in the water and you suck the water through and it comes through the filter, and that does the things that you need. Cleans and filters that water.
Those cough drops.
Oh, cough drops in there. Some regular bandage, right? This will hold something. Well, that won't. That's dark.
That was just a piece.
That's just a piece of it, right? So if you haven't seen this, it's just, right, stretchy and it actually sticks to itself, self-clean.
So one thing we found with that stuff, sometimes it's a lot less expensive at the pet store.
Yeah.
That was
go to like Tractor
cheaper.
Supply, get it at the pet store. We've actually used a ton of these little finger splints for every time someone in our family breaks a finger, and they come in a pack like this, multi-size.
Every time. But we haven't had anyone break a finger. You made it sound like it's happened all the time.
We've had 2 people break their finger and use these.
Not our family though.
I think so. Somebody. Football player probably.
If it was you, let us know.
Yeah, if it was you, yeah. Put it in the comments. It was me, Chris. It was me. I put a little Strike Anywhere matches in there too, right? That's again something that's just in the car. I always put a knife in there, right? So a knife is one of those things. If you're not a knife guy, you need to be.
So this was the one in my car, right?
Yeah, this is one in Terry's car. We have the big Boo Boo box, right? And this gets used all the time.
because I'm usually the one that has the car where we're traveling to watching the
Football
to watch
games, soccer
kids
games,
sports
everything.
games.
We've gone through probably 20 or so rolls of this athletic tape in the last couple of years. We buy a lot of it. And then inside the bag, you probably won't be able to see it a ton, but it's got all the other things, right? It's even got poison ivy
Probably
cream.
if you lift it up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
There you go, right? It's got those side pouches. So it's a little bit weird where it doesn't fold all the way open like the other style. If you're going to buy one, I would recommend buying one that unzips totally flat, right? We actually have one at home that has like 3 sections, and that's a complete pain in the ass. Get one that's just 2 sections like a briefcase and opens up. You won't be flopping around looking for things. There's cold packs in here. One of the most important things right now is your crinkle gauze. Purchase that stuff because it's getting harder and harder to find. And again, like I said, the Israeli compression bandages, one in just about every kit. And then this one has a lot of medications, Advil, Child's Tylenol, bee sting stuff. Yeah, anyways. And again, this mole foam, or what's the other word for it? Basically, moleskin, where you put it on like if you have a blister starting, that'll help you, especially if you got to trek a while to get home. So, like I said, that is this kit that's actually been in Terry's car since it's been like 5 cars. It's been a long time.
In addition to that, in my car, I also have a pack of rubber gloves. It rides under my driver's seat. That's pretty nice. I have usually CPR certified, so it's nice just to know that I will keep myself safe helping someone else if there's an emergency.
And we've been around
separate than this, but
we've weirdly been around a lot. We had a car wreck. We're coming home one time, right? And yeah, the van got smashed in the highway.
Yeah, if you know you're someone that's going to jump in and help somebody, make sure you are protecting yourself. So that's nice to have handy.
So these 2 kits are med kits. We got a whole series of these. Like Terry bought them. They're like a box of maybe 5 of them on like a carry case. We got them from Sportsman's or something years ago.
I think they were Costco, actually.
Costco? Yeah, they were Costco. They were a great deal. And so what we did is we actually put the nice little, safety sign on the top. And we made one of these for each one of the cars, right? So they got the little gamma seal on them so they stay dry. We put everything in there the exact same way in all the kits. And this is just a med kit, right? There's boo-boo bandage stuff, right? There's medications in there. It's a whole box of medications. They're all labeled the same way. There's some duct tape in there. There's some hand warmers in there, some ointment, some eye cream, some, a lighter. So all the things that you might need. And then this is actually one of the most used things in there is clear eyes. People get something in their eye. And we go through that a lot. It's always me, actually. So somebody, right? But this is very simple and easy. It's can get kicked around, smashed around, thrown on the back of a car. It's in the trucks. Every one of the cars has one of these. And they're limited on what they do, but they're there every time we need them. And between me and Bella, we go through a lot of Band-Aids, right? So they even have the boo-boo stuff in there as well. Now this kit is the kit that's in my car. This is the med kit separate from the go bag. So in this bag here on the outside is my tourniquet, right? So it's got to be something easy to grab, set up, and ready to go. There's a lot of training, and we'll do actually training for you guys on this. Maybe we won't get...
You said you were going to share a link.
I'm going to share a link, but I'm going to really try and get...
our own training.
Refuge Medical to train it for us. They're a great program, right? But it shows you how to set them up so that you can just pull straight and they work, and you put them on a limb with one hand. A lot of training on that. We won't go into it today. But in this bag... and I always try and mark everything, right? So if I'm sending somebody else out to my car to grab something, it's pretty obvious which one I want them to grab. In this kit here, it is chock full, and it's like a mini pharmacy in there, right? There's everything from thermometers to your personal protective gloves. To chest seals in here. If you're not familiar with a chest seal, that's anytime you're around somebody shooting a gun, you should have one because if it goes through you, it comes out of you, and it's a 2-sided chest seal. One goes on the front, one goes on the back. I mean, hopefully it goes all the way through if it goes through. And it allows the air of the cavity of your body to go out, but not suck new oxygen in.
Where is that in here?
That's this guy right here.
Just to show.
This is a chest seal. There's a whole bunch of different brands. Right, there's one side of the chest seal. and it opens up and it sticks on. It sticks on whether it's bloody or wet or muddy or what. It doesn't even matter, right? And it basically, they even used to make those out of like a piece of duct tape and a credit card. And when you breathe in, it sucks down to you, so you're not bringing outside oxygen into your chest cavity. Because unfortunately, what will happen is if you puncture the body, air wants to go in. Well, then it's fighting for space in your lungs, and your lungs can't expand against that air that's in your chest cavity. And this saved a lot of lives, not for me, but in the world. Like, there's a lot of ointments in here too, right? These are those things where if you're going to be hiking through the woods, you should definitely have that. And then gauze. Gauze is one of the biggest things you can purchase. They smash down pretty tight. They can get into good space. We've even what do you call that? Vacuum sealed quite a bit of this, right?
That's actually been pretty handy because that was a pretty big case.
Yeah, that was a big, and that's like 40 pieces that just scrunched down to nothing.
Well, and we make sure they're all still sanitary.
Yep.
And it was a nice deal to buy it like that.
It was really, it was a really good deal. I would say we saved, well over half, right, for what the sterile bandages were. But they come in a big case like this. When you buy them like that, well, then you separate them down into 20 or 50 or however many in there, and then take all the air out of them, right? But I recommend heavily putting together a good med kit like this, having it in each one of your cars. Now, I could tell you this. We have gone through the gambit on what things need to be in what kinds of a med kit where you're at. Now, if you're out hunting, you don't really want to bring something this big with you on the hunt. You just need an individual first aid kit, which is, the major things, right? You're not so worried about a little cut because you're going back to camp, but you do want to make sure that if you get a cut bigger than this, that you have something to stop that, right? And that's going to be your pressure seals. It's going to be your tourniquets, right? It's going to be a potential chest seal because you're out hunting with a rifle or a gun. But there's some really cool companies out there that we are now affiliated with. So I'm going to share them right now.
And while you're getting that link, once you use something from your med kit or your bag, or if you pull out your snacks or anything, remember that you used it and restock it, because otherwise you'll end up in another situation and not have it and wish you did. Yeah,
totally. So, oops, I'm typing it for you.
Not very well.
No.
It's not typing it very well.
Oh my goodness, I'm typing terribly. Anyways, Refuge Medical is a company that I absolutely love. So I'm going to show that to you. It's refugemedical.com. Great company out there. We actually just signed up as an affiliate to them. They help us with 5% of their sales go back to our company to support One Strong Home, which is really cool. And go to them. There's a link on this live stream, right? And we'll be posting that on the website here as well, because we just got that activated last night. And everything from individual first aid kits, which they call them an IFAC, if you never heard of that. That's going to be something on your belt or in your backpack. It's something small like this. They make them for like an ankle. They can wrap around your ankle. They make them that can go on your belt, right, along the back, your back of your belt, horizontally, vertically, 100 different ways. But they also make some really neat field care sets where basically you can have a hospital, like a field hospital, a couple $1,000s for that kind of bag. They have stomp bags. They have all these bags that are different amounts of casualty type care that you're interested in preparing for, anywhere from about $140 for their full-blown kits to a couple of $grand, right? They also do these buckets, right? They have burn buckets. They have birthing buckets, at-home birthing buckets, everything you need to have an at-home baby. They have, there's some amazing buckets. It's like a surgery bucket, right? Full supplies for surgery, all the equipment that needs to be in there, all the cleaning supply, everything in like a 5-gallon bucket, all prepped and ready and go for you. They're a really, really neat program. One of the things that I love about their bear packs, bear is the guy's name. It's a bear pack, and it's a small IPAC. I think they saved close to, I can't recall, it changes every day, like 140 lives with their equipment. So they've been selling to firefighters and first responders and military for a couple of years now. And all their products are the top of the line, right, products. So even the shears that you get are the top of the line brands. The Cat 5s, right, the Cat tourniquets are all the top line tourniquets. You're not going to knock off anything. And all the actual pouches that are there are actually made, everything is made here in America. right? So it's the top of line stuff, guaranteed for life. If it ever rips, breaks, burns, whatever, you send it in, they're just going to replace it for free, right? And if you use one of their kits to save a life, right, car wreck, whatever, something happened, and you used your equipment to go save somebody's life, they don't recommend these being used more than once, right? Because it's supposed to save someone's life. You send a photo of that or some information and they will just send you a brand new fill kit for it, right? Forever, because you saved a life with their equipment. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. I love that about them. They're great. So find them. It's refugemedical.com. I would hope though that you use our affiliate link, because then that sends, like I said, a 5% back towards our program, which is really, really cool. Really cool. And one of these days, I'm gonna get TJ out, and he's gonna be on our show for sure. So I'm calling him out. While we're on savings though, Patreon, right? So all of our back-end data is on Patreon, right? You get to our website, 1stronghome.com, right? You can find the Patreon link there, or you can just go on to Patreon. But we have a promo code on there right now for the next 30 days. Well, it's like 20 something days left, right? If you put family50, right, in the promo code, you're going to get 50% off, right? So I recommend you do that, right? You're going to be able to go and you're going to be able to subscribe. It's going to open up some more content for you. There's a lot of stuff on there that we don't show on YouTube, right? We just got done butchering turkeys. We got done with some fencing with stuff. Some of those have been little sneak peeks of what we have done, but there's some pretty cool things in there, including what we're going to go over this next week, which is an assessment tool for your homestead. It's going to kind of show how you are, how you're doing, and it's just it's $10, right? But if you sign up for one of those programs at 50% off, you're already getting it for free. Plus you got the program for 50% off, right? So you're really getting the whole month of everything for $5, which is already less than just buying that tool, and you get it included, right? So it's really, really cool. It's something you download on your computer. You can actually send in your results to us, and we'll go through them with you to show where you can actually improve as a homestead, or your professional, your situation of your cars or whatever. It's going to ask how many people in your family, how much food you produce on your home, right? How independent basically you and your situation is. So we hope that you guys buy into that and do that. Again, that's on patreon.com/1stronghome. That's your promo code, family50. We recommend jumping and doing it, because in a couple of weeks it's going to be gone and it's going to be back up to full price. So take advantage of that. Remember, all the fun things happen on Patreon, right? All the kind of cool, boring, whatever stuff happens on YouTube and Facebook. And
if you still just want to go along with the free membership, there's also that option as well. So you don't have to buy into it. There's a lot of free stuff, more stuff if you even just subscribe.
Yeah, so subscribe on there. Remember to subscribe on the YouTube, subscribe on the YouTube is what directs most of the things to the right places. So we want to make sure you have that notification icon, right? But go to either through 1stronghome.com or directly to Patreon. Find that link to the Patreon and subscribe on there, even if it's the free one. You won't get all the things, which are the discounts, but you're getting a lot more stuff than you're receiving here, right? It also gives you a chance to talk to us personally, right? So if you're in those top two tiers, right, the $10 a month tier or up to the $50 a month tier, it gives you access to us to private Zoom meetings, so we can kind of help evaluate where you're at and give you some ideas and strategic planning. We're just getting in on Fridays doing our gardening ourselves, right? And so we can share our experience with you. It's a lot. We've been there, and we can help save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on your homestead design and plans. So we really hope you take advantage of that. Well, what else you got? Got any other questions for us, you guys? I know there's a couple of you there on live tonight. We'll definitely take your questions here live, and we can always take them typed in or emailed in too, right? admin@onestronghome.com. We can always take those at any time during the week, and we'll try and answer those on these lives as well if you're not a quick typer.
Oh, I have a question. Oh. So we focused here on the get home bag. Do you have a plan for the go bag?
The go bag, yeah. So a bug out bag or a go bag, right? They're synonymous, right, in wording. So if that's something you guys would like drop us a comment. We can put together a go bag or a get home bag, right? Or I'm sorry, a bug out bag. Basically, what they're designed to do is have enough stuff in them that you can grab them off the shelf and leave, right? They're going to have copies of your ID, some cash in there. If you carry a firearm, they're going to have extra magazines in there, right? They're going to have food. They're going to have a shelter. They're going to have food making, prepping. Maybe it's MRE, something you eat on the go or quick heat. They're going to be designed for a bag for each person of your family, right?
Yeah, you're going to have more stuff with you.
You're gonna have more stuff, right? It's the idea that you can't stay home anymore, right? And you don't get to pack everything up. There's only been one time, and I never thought bugging out was a thing to us or going, right? Until we had a situation here where the air quality was so bad because of fires that were up in Canada that were coming down, that between Terry and my daughter, who both have asthma,
it was miserable.
It was miserable. We were actually breaking out the masks and using like the air filtration masks.
Well, tricks for cleaning the air for our house for sure. But
right? We were doing everything we could at home, but we were probably days away from the air quality making us move, right? And that would have been a time to leave. Now, if that would have been at the same time that we couldn't get out of town, right, with our motor home or whatever, right, we had to throw a go bag, like, let's go, like that forest fire's coming to the house, right? Or somebody's ransacking the neighborhood and you're not sticking around to fight, right? Like,
all right, sounds like this is coming up in the future.
It's coming up in the future.
No, I mean this training is coming up in the future, not this.
No, that's what I meant. Like our conversation, it's like we're gonna make it happen because that's a fun, exciting story.
More to come.
So today was about the get home bag. It's about you not being able to use your vehicle because your either mode of transportation's failed or the way to get home with your current mode of transportation's failed, and you have to get out and break to foot, and what you can carry and how you cannot be a target, right? So remember that. Remember, if you're going for a bag, I lost it, it's over there. Try and find something.
Well, it's empty now.
Yeah, try and find something that is just gray man-ish, right? Doesn't stand out. No major logos, no major colors, nothing really shiny. The idea is that you are trying to get home without being, I'd say, seen. You're not
stand out.
You're not trying to hide. You're just trying to
You're not trying to stand out. You don't want to look like a target.
You don't need to be a target to someone else who's also scared that might want the things that you got, thinking you got it all figured out.
Well, and if you created it for your kids or your wife or whatever, then you don't want them to stand out either.
Exactly. All right, guys, that's what we got. Thank you for joining us for One Strong Warrior Wednesday. We certainly hope that whether you're watching this in replay or you've joined us here today live, that you subscribe to everything that we have. We need more numbers, right? So share it with the people that you love, and let's get these numbers up, because the more we have, the more we can provide, and help providing and supporting us by going to our onestronghome.com and visiting our store, right? We have some new unboxing in the next couple of days when those things come in, some fun stuff that we ordered to show you the quality of what you get, as well as going to our link to the Refuge Medical. That's pretty exciting for us. So, all right.
Really cool.
Thanks, you guys. Talk to you soon.